over there, like over there, sleeping. You can hear him snoring. That's his little setup. He got a little bed, and then here's mine. Of course, bed extremely uncomfortable. Got my IV, and it's currently, I think, like 9 o'clock p.m. We've been here all day so far. I think in the morning we'll fill you guys in on like everything that's been going on, because it's literally been like this. It's just been a roller coaster. It's just been an absolute roller coaster that we're still on, but things have definitely gotten better. But yeah, right now I have my IV going. They have me on magnesium as well as bechamethasone, steroid injections to help the baby's lungs develop. We're not giving birth, okay? There's a lot that has happened that has just been crazy, and it was just too much to film. But we're gonna fill you guys in, and we'll film more details tomorrow. But hopefully I'll be able to go home tomorrow too. That's the plan, either tomorrow or the next day. But yeah, my nurse is going to come in because before I can go to sleep, they have to monitor the babies again for like 30 minutes to an hour. They want to monitor the baby's heart rates, and then also do contraction monitoring on me. So I have to do that for a little bit, take some medicine, and then I'll be able to try to go to sleep. Probably gonna ask for some sleeping medicine, because honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sleep. So we're gonna see though. We're gonna see. If I can't sleep, I'm just gonna come back on here and talk to y'all. So either way, I'll be fine. But yeah, we'll fill you guys in more in the morning. Good night. Good morning. So I kind of came on yesterday and like popped in for a second, but I'm gonna fill you guys in on what's going on. And to do that, I feel like I have to start from the beginning. So the last update I gave you guys was on my cervix and how it had shortened. And after that appointment, you know, I talked to my doctor about doing the stitch. I had met with another doctor a couple of times after that. It was determined stitch isn't a good option after 20 weeks. And so I had just been going and getting my cervix checked, and she said my cervix was high and it was closed, and so not really any issues with that. I also had to go and get like contraction monitored or whatever, and I was having like uterine irritability but not many contractions, and so there wasn't really any worry. And so this past weekend I started having a lot of pain in my back that was like radiating to my stomach, and it wasn't contraction pain. Not that I know what contraction pain feels like, because I ain't never had no baby, but it was more so I don't know, like a backache that would go around my stomach, and I knew it wasn't contraction because it would last non-stop. Like the pain wasn't going away, and I had a doctor's appointment coming up, so I was trying to like just deal with the pain, but I couldn't sleep, I couldn't stand, I couldn't function. And so eventually I think on Sunday night, which was like 1 a.m. Monday morning, the pain got excruciating to the point that I just couldn't function. And so I called the consulting nurse line, and they were like, go to the hospital to get checked out. Now this is where everything went sideways, okay? Because if you heard me, I was not having contractions, or what I thought weren't contractions. I wasn't concerned about the babies. I was in pain, like me. My back was hurting, and it was like a non-stop pain, not like every couple of minutes, right? So we get to the hospital. They put us in triage, and the first thing they want to do, of course, is check on the babies to make sure they're okay. So Daniel, who is baby A, he sits pretty low, and upon checking him, it appeared that his amniotic fluid was like gone, and there wasn't a lot of fluid around him. They didn't know what happened. They were like, did your water break? Like, da, da, da. And I'm like, no, my water didn't break. I haven't had any leaking. Yes, I pee a lot, but I'm pregnant with twins. And so they were like, oh, well, his fluid is extremely low, so we have to admit you. We have to give you this betamethasone steroid injection to help like develop the baby's lungs in case they come early. We have to put you on magnesium, because when they had me on the monitor, like the contraction monitor, I was having contractions, and they were maybe like 20 minutes apart. And so the magnesium was to help, one, if the babies came early, to prevent like cerebral palsy and other like disorders, and then two, to kind of relax my uterus. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. So they admitted us, and they were rushing and getting all this stuff. They were doing like swabs to see if I had like amniotic fluid leaking. They were doing all this stuff. And what they weren't doing was tending to my back, because my back was hurting. They was like, we can give you some Tylenol, which was really irritating, because I was like, I'm here because my back hurts. I do not think I'm in labor. The boys are moving, like they're very active. Even Daniel, like he was like moving around and like, I don't know. So it was really weird. And then, so they put me on the IV or whatever, and they're giving me these injections, and then they come and do another ultrasound, and they're like, oh, it turns out that either Jameson, baby B, was either squishing Daniel to where like you couldn't see the fluid in the sac on the ultrasound, or amniotic fluid pretty much made a baby pee. Daniel must have had a full bladder and like later pee. So sorry, our nurse just came in, so we turned it off. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so apparently amniotic fluid is made up of pee, and so Daniel peed. So then apparently on the second ultrasound, his amniotic fluid levels are perfectly normal. So one, they're perfectly normal. Two, my cervix is closed. Go ahead. Sorry, that's another person coming in that just delivered my breakfast. But yeah, my cervix was perfectly fine. Like my cervix is closed, and what they said is, in regards to my cervix, is a lot of time ultrasounds don't give accurate measurements of like the cervix, so they typically don't monitor the cervix like via ultrasound after like 22 weeks, because at that point there's nothing that they can do. So they are like, the best way to check it is shoving your fingers up there. And so my cervix was high, closed, and they said it had a good length to it, actually a couple of centimeters to it. And so yeah, they were like, you're not in labor. But yeah, like I knew, I mean, I'm glad they checked the boys just to confirm that like everything's good with them. But like, I came here because of my back, and the only thing they've been able to give me for my back is Tylenol. And so that's been kind of irritating that now like they pump the boys in me full of all these drugs to like prepare for possible like early labor, and it was really like unnecessary. I asked though if like the magnesium, if not the magnesium, if the steroid injections that like develops their lungs have any negative effects on having it early if you're not like in labor, dilated, or expected to deliver in the next like 2 or 3 weeks, and they said no. So that was good to know. They said the same thing for the magnesium. There's no negative effects on the babies on having it early. But now I'm just trying to get them to focus and like address the back pain, and the reason why I'm here, because I haven't been able to sleep in days. Even here, I haven't really been able to sleep. They've been giving me like an ice pack. I'm on a heating pack right now, but my back still hurts. And so they are, hi Bubba. They're recommending that I do physical therapy, massage therapy, and then they're putting me on a muscle relaxant to hopefully help with the pain. Because it's not like, when I say it's back pain, it's not just like, my back hurts a little bit. It's like excruciating, can't function, want to cry. Like when the doctors came in and I was at like the worst, they thought I was having contractions and was in labor, and are just like, let's get you on the monitor, you might be having contractions. I'm like, I'm not having contractions, because a contraction doesn't last 30 minutes, okay? It doesn't last 30 minutes. That's not, no. And then they put the monitor on me, and it's like, no, you're right, you're not having contractions, like, but like the amount of pain that you're in, it looks like a woman who's in labor. And I'm like, yeah, because the pain is excruciating. And so we're gonna try it and see if any of those things help with the back pain, to the point where hopefully I'll be able to get some sleep when I get home, or be able to like function when I'm back at home. But only time will tell. Only time will tell. But yeah, that's it. The boys are perfectly healthy. They're perfectly fine. Daniel is in the 61 percentile in terms of like weight. He is currently 2 pounds 9 ounces. And then Jameson is in the 72 percentile, and he is 2 pounds 11 ounces. And so in terms of growth, they're growing, even though I ain't gaining weight. But they are growing and doing great and perfectly healthy, strong heartbeats. Yeah, the boys are doing great. It's just me who's on the struggle bus. But I'm happy to go home. I'm just still a little bit just like irritated to not like, yes, we have a plan, but like setting up physical therapy and massage therapy is going to take some time. One, especially trying to get into an appointment with someone, and then the muscle relaxant, we'll just have to see. But I don't know. I wish there was more that they could do, because they saw me at my worst when it comes to this back pain stuff, and they're concerned, but they're like, you have 5 pounds of baby in there, and sorry. It's just like, I don't want to hear that. I just need you guys to help me. So hopefully we'll be able to figure everything out. But yeah, this was just a whole lot of like it was literally a roller coaster, because we came in and they're like, you're having contractions, you can be in early labor. And they're like, your water must have broke because Daniel doesn't have any fluid. We have to get you on this medication. We have to admit you. Oh, wait, but your cervix is closed. Oh, it turns out, no, we swabbed you and you're not leaking any amniotic fluid. You don't have a bladder infection. This is interesting. Let's do an ultrasound. Oh, hey. Oh, hey. It turns out Daniel does have fluid. We just couldn't see it on the last ultrasound. Everything's looking perfectly normal. Oh, the boys are growing perfectly fine too. There's nothing wrong with your babies. You're not in labor. I mean, I said that, and so now trying to get them to focus and help me with my actual problem is the new task. But we're good, huh, babe? Yeah. And one thing I'm really grateful for is, like, I've been really calm throughout this entire process. Like, even when they were like, oh, you might be in labor, it's like, oh, okay. We gotta do the injections. All right. And they kept coming in. You may be feeling anxious. You may be worried. And I'm like, no, man, God got me. Like, what you mean? I'm not anxious or worried during this entire process. God has not given us more than we can handle. And so even in this, God got us. Okay? I'm not stressing about nothing. I'm not worried about anything, because it's all gonna be good. And it has been. Like, it has been. But yeah, I am off of the magnesium now. I'm still in this lovely robe, which is so cute. We are getting discharged in the next couple of hours. I just want to take a shower and eat before we do any of that. And then we'll be heading home, where I'm probably going to be back in pain, and we'll just see how it goes from there. Okay, we are finally discharged and on our way home. I'm still having issues with my back, but it's not as bad. They were able to give me a muscle relaxant before we left, so we'll just see. We have about 30 minutes left before we'll actually make it home. But I'm doing a lot better on this ride than I was on the way there. But I'm just happy to be going home, honestly. To be able to get in the tub and see if that'll help me relax. It would help my back. They were able to put in a prescription for my muscle relaxant, and so we do have to pick that up before we head home. And then today and tomorrow I have to work on finding a massage therapist and a chiropractor.
Physical
therapist in order to help with some stretches or whatever, in order to help with the back pain. But overall, things are going well. One thing this whole situation made us realize, though, is that we need to pack our hospital bag.
Yeah, indeed.
Just for the in case, because, like, we used to have an emergency bag since 10 weeks, but it had, like, my favorite sweatpants and stuff in there, and, like, a blanket and stuff. And so slowly we started, like, taking stuff out of it. So, like, when this came up, it was us scrambling around the house to try to find clothes to throw in the bag, or like toiletries, finding our charger. Like, it was just too much. And so I have a lot of stuff for our hospital bag. There's like a couple more things I want to order, and so probably in an upcoming video we're gonna go ahead and pack our hospital bags. It'll probably be 3 separate parts: my hospital bag, Adam's hospital bag, and then the baby's like diaper bag, which we'll probably do after our baby shower, our Seattle one, because we won't have a diaper bag for the baby yet. So their video will probably have to be later. But yeah, I was just thinking that like we need to be more prepared and have.
Well, we were, but like I said,
because that was at 10 weeks, like that was 17 weeks ago. And so yeah, all that stuff got taken out the bag. So we're gonna repack and refigure out like what's gonna go inside of my hospital bag, his bag, and things like that. So just in case, like, we're prepared. Yeah, just in case we're prepared. But yeah, we're on our way home. We just have to stop by the pharmacy to pick up medication. We also have to stop by this beauty supply store to pick up some hair, because thank God they let me out of the hospital, because my maternity shoot is next week. So I was like, oh, don't make me stay. Like, please let me get some pictures with what little bump I have and the babies. And yes, we are going to make it to our maternity shoot. So I have to go pick up the hair and then pick up the medicine, and then we can go home and I can relax. And yeah, that's honestly really it for this video. We're probably not gonna give you an update when we get home, so I'm probably just gonna head straight to tub, and then after that just like go to sleep. And so this is your update. We're free at last, on the way home. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please keep us in your prayers. Please keep me in your prayers, because the back pain has not gone anywhere. It's just like a muted pain. So rather than being on a scale of 1, instead of being a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10, it's now like a 4. And so just keep me in your prayers. And also, if you haven't, please subscribe. I'm sure a lot more craziness is going to happen over these next couple of weeks. And so join us for that journey. Why not? Made it this far, you might as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys in our next video. All right.